Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We are talking Thursday, April 17th. Yes, the Dong report is back in your life. I'm going to have 4 MLB home run picks for you guys to lock in for today's MLB betting slate. Pretty confident in the 4 that I have today. Granted, I felt that way yesterday, and it unfortunately did not go our way. I had 4 picks yesterday. We did not get any of those 4 to cash, so we were down a little bit over a unit yesterday, 1.05 units of loss. Pretty frustrating day. Corey Seager hit a ball 400 feet, was not a home run. Rafael Devers hit a ball 388 feet, was not a home run. And then Castellanos and Bush didn't even come close. So I can't really complain about those two. But Seager and Devers should have gone yard, but they didn't. Continues a little bit of a rough stretch that we are on recently. Hopefully we can turn that around. The good news is we're still up on the year, 5.81 units of profit on the year. That's playing most of these for about a quarter unit of profit. So I know some people play it for a higher unit size, so you're obviously up more than this. The most important number here is the ROI, 28.33% ROI. We had a really, really hot start to the year. I cautioned people that that was not going to continue, and we're kind of seeing the ramifications of that recently, obviously including yesterday. Hopefully we can get this thing turned around. I'm still happy. Obviously, being up 28% ROI, I'm still happy being up 5.81 units. It's just really frustrating when you're in the middle of one of these rough stretches, especially when you feel like you made the right call with Seager and Devers and it just didn't work out in your favor. That's unfortunately home runs. That's the nature of the business. That's why these are priced at plus 425, plus 340, plus 540. If you kind of compare those odds to whatever you're betting that's not a home run, like a normal player prop, like if a player's over under for NBA points is like 22 and a half, he's not even going to be plus 540 to score 30 points, just to kind of give you guys some context to the odds here. But anyways, that's enough of that. Let's hope we can turn this thing around today. Again, I'm going to have 4 picks for you guys to lock in, and we can get right into it. So what I have up on the screen here is Ballpark Pal, my favorite MLB betting tool. I always start with the weather, according to Ballpark Pal, and a couple other sources as well, just to make sure that they're all kind of aligned. And the weather today isn't terrible. It's not bad. Couple games, -9 here isn't great. As long as it's not in the red, which is minus 10% or worse, which basically 0% would be completely average. So anything above that is above average. Anything below that is below average, obviously. So a couple red games, but not a great weather day, not a terrible weather day either. Nothing to be scared of. And the first play that I'm locking in here, I'm going right back to Corey Seager to hit a home run. He is offered at, this one is, it was my first play that I locked in and sent out the tails. It's 325, that's right, plus 325 odds at ESPN Bet. And I also think I think it might be plus 350 at Bet365. I think that is where I locked it in, is plus 350 at Bet365. But the tool that I use, Tails, doesn't pull odds for Bet365. So I want to make sure people can actually click the bet and all that stuff. Anyways, I feel really good about going right back to Corey Seager. I mentioned that he came close to hitting a home run yesterday. And just to show you guys, Seager had a pretty decent day at the plate yesterday. Not only did he hit a baseball that was 108 miles per hour off the bat, traveled 400 feet. I mean, the fact that this wasn't a home run, it was because it was just hit to dead center field. Would have been a home run in 7 out of 30 ballparks. So he absolutely annihilated that baseball. He also had another hard hit that was 103.4 miles per hour off the bat. Generally, what I look for is batters that are, when I say hitting the ball hard, I'm generally looking for guys that have hit the ball 100 miles per hour or faster off the bat, and I'm looking for at least 2, not 100%, but I'm looking at least 2 in their last game. Like, are they hitting the ball hard recently? And yesterday continued a hot stretch that Corey Seager had been on. We're looking at his game log here. And just to kind of show you guys, we're going to his StatCast. This is on FanGraphs. I put a link to FanGraphs as well. Look at his last 3 games, and really his last couple games since April 6th. I mean, 7 barrels, at least 2 hard hits in every single game except for one where he had 1 hard hit. And then his last 3 games specifically, 2, 3, 2, combined 7 hard hits in his last 3 games. He's barreled 1 up in 2 straight games. And you just look at the fact that he's gotten all these barrels and not a lot of home runs to show for it. That's kind of showing an unlucky batter. A barrel is a baseball that was hit 98 miles per hour or faster off the bat, and it has a launch angle between 27 and 30 degrees. So when someone barrels a ball up, that is the sweet spot for a home run. It just hasn't really worked out for Corey Seager, but that's not something that I think is going to continue game over game, especially when you look at the pitching matchup here. He's going up against Jack Kochanowicz. I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce it. All I know is that this guy is not a good pitcher. And what I really know is that he's not a good pitcher specifically to left-handed hitters, which is obviously Corey Seager. He's given up 3 home runs this year. All 3 of those home runs have come to left-handed hitters. That's really bad. And we even want to go deeper into his stats against lefties. 9% barrel rate, 53.85% hard hit rate, 46.15% fly ball rate. I mean, just horrific numbers across the board against left-handed hitters. That's perfect for our guy, Corey Seager. So I am confident that Corey Seager is going to right the wrongs from yesterday. I put 0.3 units on him to hit a home run because I wanted to profit around a unit at minimum with these home run plays, and getting this at 350 at Bet365 profited a little bit over a unit. So I put a little bit of a higher unit size on Corey Seager. I'm very, very confident that he's going to come through. Let's hope he does. Play number 2, I am going with Tyler Soderstrom to hit a home run. Soderstrom to hit a home run. He is offered at plus 420. That's a very cool number at FanDuel. So we see 425, at ESPN Bet. So you can actually get a better price than what I thought. I locked him in at plus 420 at FanDuel because ESPN Bet has me limited, but you can get him at plus 425 at ESPN Bet. Obviously, Soderstrom has been one of the best hitters in baseball. I mean, you look at his stats this year, they're just incredible, especially recently. I mean, you go to this report that I have, which is looking at the last 14 days specifically. He's got 8 barrels and 5 home runs in the last 14 days. And look at Devers. I mean, that's just really frustrating. The only guy with 8 or more barrels that doesn't have at least multiple home runs. But anyways, this is in the last 2 weeks. He's got 16 hard hits, which honestly isn't amazing, but the most important thing here is when he hits the ball hard, he also puts it in the air. That's what we're looking for here. And he also pulls it, which is really important as well, because obviously the more you pull the ball, the shorter the fence is. So if you're not hitting it to dead center, like what happened with Corey Seager, then you're able to hit more home runs. 42% fly ball rate, 51% pull rate. All that stuff is amazing. He's just been phenomenal. And the matchup he's going up against, Davis Martin. Davis Martin isn't a huge dog baller like the pitchers that I'm targeting today. Most of them are worse than Davis Martin, but he's definitely not somebody to be scared of either. Like you look at his StatCast numbers here. Barrel rate allowed of 10.5% this year. That's pretty bad. Hard hit rate, 50.9%. That's also pretty bad. And just to kind of give you guys even more context here, we're looking at Davis Martin. Excuse me. He's given up 2 home runs on the year. He's kind of got an interesting pitch mix of a bunch of different stuff. None of those pitches are that good. And as you can see, it's a plus 10 extreme advantage in favor of Tyler Soderstrom, according to Ballpark Pal. It was the same thing for Corey Seager. I should have actually showed you guys that. We see it's also a plus 10 for Corey Seager. I forgot to show you this. Extreme advantage in favor of Corey Seager. So I obviously try to look at situations where the batter has the advantage. That's the case today. It's the case with Tyler Soderstrom as well. He's just been on fire. I mean, you look at how good he's been. A+ in terms of the release point for the pitcher, which is obviously good for us. And you just go down the list. I mean, A+ against 4-seamers, A+ against sliders, A against changeups. That's what he's going to see, top 3 pitches from Davis Martin. So Tyler Soderstrom to hit a home run. He also, I should show you guys this. He hit 2 home runs 2 days ago. And he followed that up yesterday with, I think, 3 more hard hits. We'll be able to find out. No, it's okay. So 2 hard hits. But one of them, they were both 100+ miles an hour or faster. One of them was a line out that was 103 miles per hour off the bat. And then there's another line out that traveled 386 feet. He just needed to get a little bit more lift on that, and it would have left the stadium. But 2 hits, 102, 103 miles per hour off the bat, one that traveled 380 feet. If you can hit a ball 380 feet, you just pull that bad boy, and it's going out of the stadium. So I'm very confident that Tyler Soderstrom is going to come through for us, plus 425 odds at ESPN Bet. Our third pick of the video, we're going with Corbin Carroll to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 475 at ESPN Bet. So another good price here on ESPN Bet. I absolutely love going with Corbin Carroll. He's also been on fire on the year. I mean, you look at his game log. We're looking at him for the last 9 days. It's 7 games, 5 barrels, 14 hard hits in that stretch. He's had multiple hard hits in every single game except for 2, which is really good. Now, last game, he did not have more than 1 hard hit. He only had 1 hard hit. And I mentioned I generally look for guys that have 2 or more. When you're hitting the ball as hard as Corbin Carroll has, I'm okay if you only have 1 hard hit because that ball traveled 104.7 miles per hour off the bat. Now, it didn't have the launch angle, so was nowhere near being a home run, but he's been able to lift the ball. So I'm not scared of the fact that yesterday specifically, he didn't lift the ball. Because you look at that launch angle, I mean, that's perfect for someone that we're asking to hit a home run, right? 33, 21 degrees. And you see he just hit a home run 2 games ago. So I'm okay, again, with the fact that he didn't hit one yesterday because he hit one 2 days before that. And his StatCast numbers are just phenomenal. Not quite a plus 10 advantage in favor of the batter, but still a strong advantage for Corbin Carroll. And he's going up against an absolute dong ball type of pitcher in Edward Cabrera. Edward Cabrera was a dong baller last year. He made 1 start, has been a dong baller so far this year as well. You look at his StatCast numbers. I mean, again, it's through 1 start, but he allowed 2 barrels and that start barrel rate of 12.5%. And he's been bad in his career in terms of allowing home runs. 8.6% barrel rate last year is pretty bad. And you look at him specifically against lefties. We're looking at Edward Cabrera. Nope, not Rodriguez. Looking at Edward Cabrera against left-handed hitters. I mean, again, it's a small sample size this year, so it's only been 1 at-bat, or 1 start. 16.67 barrel rate, 50% hard hit rate, 37% line drive rate, 37% fly ball rate. So combined 54 between the 2 of them. Really, really bad numbers across the board against lefties for Edward Cabrera. And Corbin Carroll's been hot. I feel great going with Corbin Carroll. We go back to this report. I mentioned that Soderstrom had 8 barrels. Well, look who's just below him with 7. That would be Corbin Carroll. Also hit 5 home runs in the last 2 weeks as well, which is obviously very good. When we look at a guy, we see a guy with another high pull rate of 55%. You want to know why Devers hasn't been able to hit home runs? Because that pull rate is such a low 20%. Because Devers has been hitting the piss out of the baseball, but he's been hitting it to dead center field every single time. So he hasn't been able to get it to go yard. That's obviously something that is not going to continue for Devers. That's a different conversation. But I really, really like going with Corbin Carroll in this one. That is our 3rd pick of the video. And then our 4th and final pick of the video, I am going with Junior Caminero to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 520 odds at FanDuel. So pretty good price here on him. It's also a big outlier price on FanDuel compared to every other book, 520 there. Next best price is at 425, so massive gap. 380 at Caesars, which is crazy. 400 at DraftKings and ESPN Bet. Now, this one only is a completely neutral matchup when you're looking at it according to Ballpark Pal. The reason why, there's not enough data on Junior Caminero for Ballpark Pal's models to really accurately price him. As we can see, question marks across the board. Now, it's an A in terms of his release point. A on vertically, B horizontally, so that's fine. But you look at like how he performs against pitches, it's a bunch of question marks, which is why this looks like it's not a good matchup for Caminero, but he's another guy that has been hitting the tar out of the baseball. We're going to look at him yesterday. Now, they didn't score a single run. The Rays did. But look at what Caminero did at the plate yesterday. He had 3 of the 6 hardest hits of the game, 109.8 miles per hour off the bat, 108.1. Now, those were too low of launch angle, so that's not great. What is great is this one right here, 106.1 miles per hour off the bat, 27-degree launch angle, traveled 372 feet. Now, obviously, again, this one wasn't going to be a home run, but we see in the same stadium a 335-foot home run. You want to know why? Because it was pulled to closer to the foul poles. That's why this one was a home run, and the other ones were not. But he got a hold of this one. You look at him in the last since April 8th, his last 9 games. 6 barrels, hard hit rate of 65.2%. All that stuff is amazing. 3 hard hits yesterday. Not only 1 the game before, but then 2, 1, but then 2 and 2. And again, 6 barrels in this stretch as well is really, really good. And he's got a phenomenal matchup against Will Warren. Don't let this fool you, according to what Ballpark Pal says, because Will Warren is absolutely a guy you want to target batters against. So his home run per 9 this year is only 1.29, which isn't terrible. It's definitely not good, but it's not terrible. Last year, he had a horrific home run per 9 of 1.99. That was really, really bad. So this year, his stats are as bad as they were last year. So I'm guessing that the home runs are going to start to come off of him. Barrel rate of 14.3% is terrible. Hard hit rate of 48.6% isn't terrible, but it's definitely not good. And you go to Game Day Insights and you look at Will Warren, he's actually been worse against righties. So the righty versus righty matchup, it doesn't really scare me off of Junior Caminero. Junior Caminero has actually been better against righties as well. But we look at Will Warren, 12.5% barrel rate, 58% hard hit rate to righties. That's terrible. Combined line drive plus fly ball rate of just above 50%, which is why the ball hasn't been able to leave the park a ton against Will Warren, but he's allowing guys to hit the ball hard. And Junior Caminero, looking at his last 2 weeks against right-handed pitching specifically, 17% barrel rate, 65% hard hit rate, 40% fly ball rate. All that stuff is good. And then you look at the pitch mix, which is mostly these top three. Like, he's going to see a curveball less than 2% of the time. So we're looking at sinkers, four-seam fastballs, and sweepers. And Caminero has good stats against them as well. 2 of his home runs have come against that pitch mix. 12.5% barrel rate, 80% hard hit rate is insane. He's either striking out, walking, or hitting the ball incredibly hard, which is fine with me. I mean, you can walk, you can strike out as long as you're hitting the ball hard as well. And he's absolutely been doing that. He's been lifting the ball a little bit as well. So I love Junior Caminero to hit a home run. That is our 4th and final pick of the video. So 4 dongers for you guys to lock in. It's Corey Seager, Junior Caminero, Tyler Soderstrom, and Corbin Carroll. Feeling really good about the 4 that we have today. Real quick, since this one was a little bit shorter than yesterday, I'll give you guys some leans that I had as well. I really debated going with Aaron Judge. I mean, you can never go wrong with Aaron Judge. He had 3 hard hits yesterday. He hit a home run yesterday. Taj Bradley throws a lot of fastballs and he strikes a lot of guys out. He also gets hit up pretty hard as well. So, I mean, what only led me off of Aaron Judge was just the odds. It's not a great price at plus 215. Another lean that I had, I was close to going with Taylor Ward. He's been really, really good. He's got a decent matchup against Kumar Rocker, who, I mean, you can see that's a plus 10 advantage in favor of the batter. Plus 450 odds for Taylor Ward isn't terrible as well. The reason why I held off is just because the pitch mix didn't look great for Taylor Ward, even though it is a plus 10 advantage in favor of the batter according to Ballpark Pal. You look at the pitch mix, which is what I looked at here. And yes, Taylor Ward has been really good, but Rocker is a little bit worse against lefties. You see like barrel rate, hard hit rate, line drive rate, all that stuff went, I guess it was just barrel rate, but that stuff went up against going from righties to lefties. And we're looking at the pitch mix here for Taylor Ward. And it's mostly like, it's a lot of off-speed stuff. It's sinkers and sliders, not the four seams. If it was a four-seam fastball, I would have felt really good about it, but it's mostly the slider and the sinker, and he doesn't have as good of stats. Sinker, and then where's sinker, and I need slider. There we go. He doesn't have that good of stats recently against those 2 pitches. So anyways, excuse me. If you want to go with Taylor Ward, I can't blame you. I mean, like I said, he's been really good. 5 home runs in the last 2 weeks against righties. Same thing with Mike Trout. You really can't go wrong with either of those guys. I wanted to limit myself to 4, and that's why I held off of Taylor Ward. But a couple leans for you guys. If you want, you could always go to Cal Raleigh, who just hit 2 yesterday, who I think leads the MLB in barrels over the last 2 weeks. Yeah, he's got 10, so you can never go wrong there as well. But that's it. 4 official dongers for you guys to lock in. If all of these guys hit a home run, all 4, we will profit 4.6 units. Let's hope we can get one of them to make money. Let's hope we can get multiple of them to make a lot of money. And if we do hit all 4, then my $1.50 turns into like $1,000. Seager plus 350, bet 365. Corbin Carroll plus 475, bet 365. Soderstrom is ESPN bet at 425, and Caminero is 520 at FanDuel. Appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal if you are interested. I put a link to them in the description of the video. Also put a link to my Tails account as well if you're interested in checking that out. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.